including buying the car, including maintenance, including modifications. This car owes me. Welcome back to another episode of Project One, the series dedicated to this Volkswagen Golf, where I'll be modifying, maintaining and completely changing the look of this car and the way it drives. On top of that, I'll be doing crazy challenges, going to car shows and other random stuff I come up with. So if you're enjoying this series or you're new here, like the videos, comment down below and subscribe for more car content. What is good, people? Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video I thought I would expose a couple of secrets with the Project One series. I'm just going to be talking over how much the car has cost me, including buying it, maintenance, mods. I was taking out of every single part I've bought, and then I put the prices down, and then I kind of forgot, and then I ended up starting it back up again. So this is basically a minimum price. There are mods that I will forget on this list. There are parts that are sitting upstairs in the cupboard that I've bought and I've not fitted yet. So factoring all these things, the price is going to be a lot more. It's very eye-opening. If any of you guys have got a project or anything like that, tot up all the numbers you've spent on it and it's eye-watering, honestly. But would you rather spend a lot of money on an old car, or would you rather a depreciating brand new car? Comments down below. I know I'd rather an older car, but anyway, let's get into the video. So let's do the outside first. So I've got my list, but the list doesn't tell me each individual price of parts that I've bought, so we're just going to have to kind of freestyle. So the first thing on this car, respray. The first thing we did, well, no, it wasn't. It was pretty much the second thing, but we'll work our way on the outside of the car and then we'll go on the inside. So the respray was full car, excluding mirrors and the roof. Now it included two grills. Well, it didn't, no. It included painting an extra grill and then the two bumper vents. It included colour coding the grab handles and the rear plinth, number plate plinth. This is normally black, so that was all in one price. That all cost £1,200. Not too bad. It looks nice when it's clean. Then we move on to the front end. So the heliquads was part of a job lot part, if you guys know. So we bought the heliquads, we bought two front wings and rear lights. We also got some other parts in it which I completely forgot, but those were the main parts we've used for that car. That was £170 for headlights, couple of spares. I think I got some extra lenses which I ended up using, and I believe I got a fog light loom and the fog lights. I'm not too sure, I actually can't remember, but I know I got the grill in that job lot as well. So it was 2-slat GTI grill which is running now. Then press plates, they were roughly 20 quid. And then the two bumper vents, upper and lower, as you can see here, they were £80 for the pair, well, all four, £80 for all four. Obviously the paint man included that in the price. The smoked indicators, they were £20, and the smoke side repeaters were about 12 quid. We did wind deflectors, they were about £20, and VR6 splitter, that was off Ben, that was £40. I think exterior wise, bolt-on stuff, apart from wheels and suspension, I think that's it. Yeah, it is. So exterior, including the paint, was £1,594 and 13 pence. Now £1,200 of that was the respray, and then including everything else, the job lot and all that stuff, comes up to 1,500 quid. One thing to note in this video as well is 99% of the work has been carried out by me. The only thing that I haven't done is the respray, and that's just because I don't know how to paint and I'm not comfortable doing it myself. Everything else I've done myself. Maintenance, fitting, modifying, everything, the retrim, everything is done by me. So if you're thinking of totting up these prices and how much it's going to cost you, if you're not a mechanic and willing to do things yourself, you're probably going to be doubling this price, and that's just because labour charges. But we're going to get into that. We'll get into that in the video. That's pretty much the exterior, I believe, done. Oh, one thing we did forget to mention, this is a free mod, but we're going to mention it anyway. We got the accidental back box delete because rust. So that's the externals done, £1,500, job done. So mods, we've done suspension and wheels. Now the wheels, Brock B ones, 16 by 7.5. I bought them without tyres. They were 220, and the tyres were brand new. They were 220 as well. Well, they were 213. So all in all, plus the coilovers, it's about 590. So 440 for the wheels, and then 150 for the coilovers. They were TA Technics. They were brand new. So yeah, that's about 590 for wheels and suspension, which to me, there's people out there that will go, oh, don't buy cheap coilovers because they ride like crap. Well, yeah, it's old cars, they're all going to ride like crap. Now, what I'm not willing to do is spend £800, so 4 or 5 times more than what I've got on it. I've been driving old cars since I passed my test. I've never had a car that's newer than 10 years old, and they're all going to drive a bit rough and a bit uncomfortable, so I'm okay with that. That's done. Now, engine bay. We're going to be including the services that I've done, which it's yet to have a service this year, so I'm going to have to get around to doing it. The service was air filter, spark plugs, oil filter, fuel filter, which is underneath the car over there, and that all come up to about 75 quid. I did use cheap parts because at least it's being serviced. Job done. We then got the short shifter, which was free, but you can pick them up for about 20 quid. We also bought a new coolant bottle. I think that was about 25 quid, 20 quid, somewhere around there. And then we flushed the coolant. That was probably about 15 quid of coolant. Down here we've done a thermostat, and then the water pump, which is just behind there. The thermostat was about a tenner. The water pump was roughly 30 quid. And then we've got the 2 belts. They were about a tenner each, plus another coolant flush. So that's roughly, I don't know, about 70 quid, somewhere around there. We also did the crank sensor because this car failed to start a few times. That's pretty much the only time the car's ever broke down on me. And then that's pretty much it for the engine bay. Down on the brakes, we've put cheap disc and pads on it because the old ones were knackered, and I was going to try and hold out until I got some 280s. Before I upgraded the discs and pads. I thought I'd just chuck some on anyway because they were rusty and they weren't very good. They were literally £36 off eBay. Job done. I believe that's it for the maintenance side of things. The car is not wanted for much. I could service it more. I could probably deal with suspension arms and bushes and stuff like that, but at the minute, while I don't have another car, it can do. It's running perfect, it drives fine. The problem with it is because I have to drive it every single day, the car has to be on the road the next day, and it's just on top of YouTube and everything, it's a bit much for a minute. Breather pipes. These engines, these 2 litres, are renowned for breaking these breather pipes because this is plastic, and inside there obviously it's got really hot oil running past. It can come really brittle and it ends up breaking off, so I put a new one on. That was 8 quid from eBay. And then I bought a cheap eBay special breather, which was not very good. It was about 8 quid, and I ended up replacing it for this one, which was about £12. So all in all, give or take, mainly give because this is a minimum price. Engine bay, I've spent £185.25. So up to now we've got the exterior, which is £15.94. We've then got the mods, which was £5.90, and then we have got the engine bay, which is £185.25. So if we finish up with this engine bay and move on to the interior, because that's where we've got the most to talk about. Interior, right. But I'm going to divide it into 2 sections. So we've got the material, and then we've just got interior. So the material cost, I've got my list here, £540.24. Now that included the velvet for the headliner, included the suede for all the pillars down, all the trim pieces here, all the dash. You can see all around there it's been done. We've done all the back boot, done all the rear tailgate, all these pieces here has all been finished. So literally we've done a lot with this stuff. £540.24. That also includes the tweed material. Obviously we had to buy 2 different types, so we've got the tartan in the center and then the plain on the outside. One thing I've never mentioned on this channel is we also needed to buy vinyl. Now the reason why I retrimmed the backs in vinyl is because this material is £45 a metre. Now to retrim an estate car, front and back seats, door cards, gear knob gaiter, handbrake gaiter, seatbelt pads and then front and back headrests, you're going to want about 8 to 10 metres roughly, and at £45 a metre it's not cheap. So the reason why I put vinyl on the back is because you can't see it. You can't even see I've put vinyl on it. It's so I can preserve the more expensive material and just put cheap stuff on. It doesn't matter, no one can see it, job done. So that's pretty much all of the material covered. In terms of interior, Recaro, colour concept Recaros, black. So we got front and back seats, and then we also got the heated switch, looms and all the relays are all inside the car. That was 390. But for some reason I didn't use the backs. I can't quite remember. I can't remember either way. So we ended up having to buy another set. These were 40 quid, so I've retrimmed them. These door cards, if you're an OG subscriber, you'll know I did run some red ones, but there were red colour concept ones and they were a bit too mint to destroy. So we picked up another set of door cards. These ones were about 40 quid. And I trimmed them. Speaking of the red colour concept door cards, we also got the steering wheel, the clocks, the handbrake gaiter, which is upstairs, and I'm sure I got some twin chamber headlight. I can't remember how much I paid for it all, but it wasn't a lot basically. Also, the black handbrake gaiter, I got that for free from Stephen, so shout out Stephen, appreciate that. The GTI Replica anniversary gear knob, I bought that when I had the Jetta, so that was 2016. We'll still put that in the price. That cost me 35 quid because I mean it's in the car now, so it is what it is. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There was stuff like the Glovebox Latch, I think that was about 15 quid, and then that didn't fix the problem because this was all broken. This piece here was broken as well. That cost me 15 bloody quid. Had to get it imported from Germany because nowhere was selling it, so which was a bit frustrating, but yeah, we've done that. Fire extinguisher, everyone needs to get one. 10 quid, leave it in the car. This saved this car, bless it. Engine bay caught fire, and luckily I had one in the glove box, and if I didn't, this car would not be alive today, I guarantee it. Probably would have blown my house up as well, but we still live to tell the tale. So the interior cost was £649 and 93 pence. So this whole interior has cost me roughly 1200 quid. That includes greasing the rails, that includes the paint for the grab handles. Yeah, it includes a lot of stuff. It includes clips that I've had to buy and relays and stuff like that. The grease that I bought, it's a big massive tub, and I've used probably the tiniest amount, and the tub cost me £8, but I've put it in the price because I wouldn't have bought that whole tub if it wasn't for this car. I'll probably use it for other stuff, greasing door hinges and stuff like that, but that's in the price. We also got the Volkswagen floor mats. These were new old stock, brand new in the wrappers. I bought 2 sets, so I've got one at home and then one's in this car. They both cost £60, so they're £30 each. That's included in the price as well. So yeah, £1,200 I don't think is too bad for this interior. If you was to go to a company, a upholstery company, and ask to get the seats, the door cards and the seat belts and whatever done, you'll probably be paying £2,000, probably, give or take whoever you go to. So I don't think I've done bad. Obviously it does help doing all the stuff yourself, but if you can't, it's going to cost a lot of money, a lot more than it has done for me anyway. So in terms of other maintenance, like I think I've put in MOT window regulators, that's it. So I bought 2 window regs for this car, the back left and the front right. Now when I ordered it off eBay, I thought it come with the motors, but it didn't. So I had to take the cables out and swap over some stuff. It didn't go well and I ended up having to throw it, but these are things that you still have to put into the price because you wouldn't have bought them if it wouldn't have been for this car. So yeah, that's that. Top mounts for the coilovers, I think they were 15 quid an axle, so 30 quid. We've got key batteries for the fobs because these had gone dead. They were about 7 quid, which they weren't cheap. the coolant flange, which I did forget to mention in the engine bay. The replacement part, as you can see here, there's like an extra, there's like a slot for the sensor. There was another one here and it had a blank on it and it looked really messy, so I just thought if I just swap the seal over I can get a nice better look, so I did that. Various clips, yeah, like I've mentioned before, there's obviously there's clips that I've had to buy that I've only needed one but I've had to buy 10, or you know, stuff like that. Additional maintenance, that's come up to £129.90. That's just like random bits and bobs. All of the parts that I've recently bought as well, I think it was 2 weeks ago that I uploaded the videos. Loads of parts I bought. I bought the S3 seats and loads of Mark III parts. I haven't included in those yet because I haven't priced everything up, but that will probably be on the next bit of progress. Nor is anything that I've bought like aftermarket. Like I bought the eyelids, which I showed you guys probably 3 episodes before, where I was just showing you what's in my Mark III cupboard. There's a lot of stuff in there that I've not put in the price because I don't know what things have cost me, to be honest. I buy things, if I don't get a receipt I probably won't write it down, so I can't keep track of how much it costs. We're going to be answering the question that you've all clicked on to watch, and that is, how much did this car cost? So including buying the car, including maintenance, including modifications, this car owes me a minimum £4,200. Now it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. However, the way I see it is I've owned this car now for, is it 2 years? 2019. Yeah, I've owned the car for 2 years now, which that's £2,000 a year. Now if you go to the dealership and go buy a 20 plate Mercedes, keep it for 2 years, and you come back and tell me how much it's worth when you come to sell, because you'll be certainly losing more than 4 grand on that car. Now the reason for me why 4 grand is not a lot to spend on this car is because a lot of the things are quite priceless. So I've started a nice channel and it's grown a lot because of that car. Meeting friends, I've met Ben, I've met Tim, Connor, Dan, I've met all them lads. They're all local to me. I'm in a lot of the Mark III pages, and I like, you know, I always offer advice on people, and you know, people comment and saying, you know, they like the interior and stuff. I bought some nice rear pieces, I've gone to car shows, I've learned a lot about the car and myself, because when you do a job you haven't done before, sometimes you kind of doubt yourself, but when you come out on the positive end you end up a new person. This car has offered me a lot more than £4,000 would for a newer car, I can guarantee you that. No, it isn't cheap, but that pretty much gives you an idea of how much I've spent on that car. If you want to be a bit nosy, I know everyone wants to know how much people have spent on cars and stuff. I've got nothing to hide. This car is £4,200. That's your lot, people. This is more of a passion, and I know you guys will understand as well that spending the money on the car and meeting new friends and people like that, you can't put prices on that. Sharing memories with people, building cars, that's something you can't put a price on. I don't care. £4,200, £2,100 a year is what it is. Some people have spent a lot more and some people have spent a lot less. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. We're all doing it because we want to. It's all our own preferences. It's our cars, we do whatever we want. And let me know in the comments down below what you guys have spent in your builds. It'd be quite interesting to see what type of money other people have spent, because I know there's people out there that can't do the work themselves. So I'm quite intrigued to know how much you've spent on the car. Nothing to be ashamed of. We've all got the same passion. At the end of the day, I don't care what people have spent, but I've been asked a few times how much the builds cost. So 4 grand, job done. If you guys did enjoy this video, give it a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for another upload, if I can afford it. Peace!